They mocked her, humiliated her, and thought she'd break. But when the same girl they slapped in front of 200 students returned, her revenge didn't come with fists, it came with power, brilliance, and the kind of success that made the entire school regret ever underestimating her. Stay till the end, you won't believe how her final move left everyone speechless. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more life-changing stories like this one. It was supposed to be an ordinary Monday morning at Crestwood High, but for Lily Parker, it became the day her name would echo through every corridor in shame and pain. The clock had barely struck 9 when whispers filled the air, about her worn-out shoes, her thrift store sweater, her quietness. She'd always been the invisible one, the kind of girl teachers forgot to call on and classmates forgot existed, until she became their favorite target. That morning, when the notorious group of bullies led by Ashley Monroe decided to teach her a lesson, for daring to win the science fair, everything changed. They accused her of cheating, mocked her in front of the entire class, and before she could even defend herself, Ashley's hand struck her face, a sharp, echoing slap that silenced the auditorium full of students. 200 pairs of eyes watched, some laughing, some recording, and others doing nothing. Lily's cheek burned, her pride shattered, and her tears refused to fall because she wouldn't give them the satisfaction. She picked up her scattered notes, trembling, and said just one thing: "You'll all remember this day, not because you hurt me, but because one day, you'll wish you hadn't." That single sentence became the spark for a transformation no one saw coming. She left Crestwood High that week, transferring to another school miles away, leaving behind whispers of rumors and laughter that would soon turn into regret. Years passed, and the world moved on, or so everyone thought. Crestwood High's bullies grew older, chasing popularity that faded after graduation. Ashley became an influencer whose fame never took off, Ethan became a failed musician, and the rest scattered into mediocrity. But somewhere in New York, the quiet girl they once broke had rebuilt herself from ashes. Lily worked 2 jobs, studied late nights, and graduated with top honors in biotechnology. Her intelligence caught the attention of a global research company that specialized in environmental innovation, and within a few short years, she wasn't just working there, she was leading it. Her inventions began changing the world: renewable energy devices that won awards, life-saving medical innovations that gained headlines. She became Drive. Lily Parker, the youngest CEO in her field. Her face was now on magazine covers, and her speeches inspired millions. But behind her calm smile, she still remembered the slap, the laughter, the humiliation. Then, destiny staged its twist. Crestwood High, desperate to save its declining reputation, planned a grand alumni event, inviting distinguished graduates to inspire the new generation. When the organizers reached out to Lily, they didn't even realize who she was, the quiet girl they once mocked. Her assistant accepted the invitation with a small smile. On the day of the event, the auditorium buzzed with excitement. Ashley, now a teacher at the same school, strutted around with fake confidence, unaware of who the chief guest would be. When the principal took the stage and announced, "Please welcome our keynote speaker, Drive." Lily Parker, the room fell silent. The girl they'd broken was walking back into the same place, but this time, she wore a sharp black suit, confidence glowing like armor. As she walked up the stage, the sound of her heels echoed through the hall, the same hall where she'd once been slapped. The students whispered in awe, teachers stood up in respect, and the bullies' faces turned pale. Ashley froze in her seat, recognizing the eyes she once saw filled with fear, now cold and unshakable. Lily began her speech, calm but powerful. "When I was here years ago, I was told I wasn't good enough. I was told success wasn't meant for people like me. But life taught me something: the people who mock you are often the ones who fear your potential." Every word struck like lightning. She didn't name names, but everyone knew. Her story unfolded: how she worked through nights with nothing but a dream, how she turned pain into fuel, how every insult became motivation. The students listened, captivated, and even teachers wiped their eyes. But the true twist came after her speech. When the applause died down, Lily looked directly at Ashley and said, "To the person who taught me resilience, thank you. Without your cruelty, I might never have become this strong." The entire hall turned toward Ashley, who sat trembling, tears forming. The same crowd that once laughed now stared in judgment. Later, backstage, Ashley approached Lily, sobbing, begging for forgiveness. Lily looked at her for a long moment and said softly, "I forgave you years ago. But I'll never forget because forgetting would mean losing the lesson. She walked away, leaving Ashley to crumble under the weight of regret. But that wasn't the end. Lily's company later announced a scholarship program, the Phoenix Initiative, providing full educational support to bullied students worldwide. Crestwood High became the first school to receive funding, with one condition: strict anti-bullying enforcement. The principal agreed immediately, desperate to be part of Lily's legacy. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. The same place that broke her now carried her name on its walls. Students began learning about empathy, kindness, and courage because of her. Lily's story spread like wildfire online. The old video of her being slapped resurfaced, but this time, the internet wasn't laughing. It became a symbol of strength, a before and after that inspired millions. Ashley's life spiraled. She left teaching, haunted by guilt and public humiliation. Meanwhile, Lily continued rising, giving TED Talks, mentoring young women, and building programs that changed lives. She wasn't driven by revenge anymore, she was driven by purpose. In interviews, when asked about her past, she always said the same thing: pain is a teacher. It either destroys you or rebuilds you. I chose the latter. Years later, when she received a national award for innovation, she looked out at the cheering crowd and thought of that one moment years ago, the slap, the laughter, the silence, and smiled. Because she'd proven that true strength isn't about hitting back, it's about rising so high that no one can ever touch you again. And in that moment, every bully who'd ever mocked someone for being different realized something too late: that the girl they once humiliated had turned her scars into her crown.